YouTube, what's up? Back again for another daily fishing video here on Andrew Upshaw Fishing. Packing up, getting ready for the James River. As you can tell, I have sort of a mess. So I've got to get back to that here pretty quick. But I was reading through my comments on my YouTube. And like I told you before, I read almost every one of my comments. I don't always get to reply. That takes a lot of time. And I want to put the right response when y'all comment. You know, I don't want to just put some blanket thanks response like you see on some YouTube channels. I actually try to put some thought into the comment for the most part. But today's topic is topwater, and not just any topwater, and not even a specific topwater. But I had a question posed on YouTube, said, when do you start throwing a topwater, and what topwaters do you start with early on in the year? You know, we're not all in the summertime and post-spawn right now. There's still the northern part of the U.S. that is colder. And I'm going to kind of walk you through real quick what are a few topwaters you need to have on your deck right now. I don't care if you're in the south or the north. You got to have these on your deck to catch a bunch of fish. I hope y'all enjoy this video. If you haven't yet, drop down and hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Comment below, what is your favorite topwater? We all have our favorites. I have my favorites. You have your favorites. I want to know what yours is. And you got to also tell me what color and brand, because like I said, I try out most of the things that y'all tell me. You'd be surprised at the few of the things that I've actually tried. So drop that down in the comment section. I'd love to see it. And I hope y'all enjoy this video. You know, today's video is going to highlight a few of the topwaters that I keep on my deck, especially early in the year. You know, once the water temperature hits about 55 degrees, actually maybe a little earlier than that, like 52, 53, I start thinking topwaters. Those topwater boxes start going in my boat. And, you know, I learned a lot of my topwater game from Jacob Wheeler. You know, I can attest to that. I'm not going to ever be that guy that says, oh, I learned all this on my own, I'm the best there is. No, I'm not that guy. So if you think I'm that guy, then you're looking at the wrong person. I learned a lot of my topwater stuff from Jacob Wheeler, which I actually think, in my personal opinion, this is just my opinion, of fishing with him a bunch of times, he's the best topwater fisherman, bar none, in the country. Like, at least the best one I've ever fished with. I have, the way that I organize my topwaters is I have what I would consider my sexy dog box or my walking bait box. And that's going to have two different sizes of walking topwaters. Have your traditional sexy dog and your sexy dog junior. I have some super spooks in there, super spook juniors. I have some vixens in there. I have a bunch of different topwaters because I like to keep a lot of variety with my topwater baits. Another box that I keep in there is my popper / prop bait box, and that popper / prop bait box is going to have, you know, KVD splash, big ones and little ones, like the juniors, like I did a video on the other day. It's also going to have some P70s, some old school, some yellow magics, some Ricos, prop baits I'm going to have in there, the Rapala X-Rap prop, some PH Customs. I've got some Brian B's in there. I've got a bunch of different prop baits that I throw. I've got a Whopper Plopper box. I've got a Shower Blow box, which is like your big pencil poppers. So I have a box for just about every type of topwater that I throw. And unlike crankbaits, so like in situations like crankbaits, I have a medium diver box. So I kind of throw a bunch of different medium divers in there. So what I'm calling a medium diver is like 8 to 14 foot. So I keep a lot of those type of crankbaits together. But in the case of topwaters, oh, and I forgot that one of the most important ones, Buzzbaits. I have a Buzzbait box, just like anything else. So you keep a bunch of different topwaters in your boat because at every situation it's going to call for a different one. Early in the spring, though, so like when that water temp hits about 53 to 55, the very first topwater I pull out is a Buzzbait. No questions asked. A black Buzzbait is probably one of the most versatile topwaters that you can throw. Cold water, something about it, it draws big bites. Excuse me. And another topwater I'll throw early, that I tend to throw early, is a frog. A pop and perch. That's another box that I keep in my boat, is topwater frog box, obviously. So having those couple of baits rigged up and ready to go in certain situations is really good. So like, say for instance, the lake gets flooded. Sam Rayburn's flooded right now, from what I've been told. Now it's a little bit, we're past the spawn there, the fish are post spawn, but when it gets flooded like that, you can take a frog and actually catch them in that flooded vegetation. You can take a whopper plopper and catch them around that cover. But, as y'all saw the other day, one of my very favorite post spawn topwater is a KVD Splash Junior. So that's another one that I have tied on early. And as the year progresses, I have different topwaters that I use, like walking baits, prop baits, depending on if they're on bluegill, whatever it may be. But I have a topwater for every situation. But to answer the question that I had, when the water temp hits 53 to 58, 60, that real low temp, the first topwater I pull out is a buzzbait. I try to base it off of conditions. So if it's cloudy, windy, perfect conditions. If it's a sunny, super calm day, I might go to like a frog, something a little more subtle. Skipping a frog around bushes is, look at what Dean Rojas did, especially when the Spro Frog originally came out. That is definitely a frog that I keep on the deck, that type of frog for those particular conditions. I'm headed to the James River, which is as far as the Bassmaster Opens go, is probably one of the better frog destinations that we go to. Are we going to hit it at the right time? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm going to have one tied on because I always tend to catch a few fish every time I go to the James River on a frog. But, Joe, thank you for asking that question. And, guys, if y'all have any other questions about what topwaters, or just really any fishing questions in general, drop those down below. I love to read y'all's comments. One thing that I always think that you need is, and this is a kind of a tip for a buzzbait, is you got to have two different types of buzzbaits these days. I actually throw a skirted buzzbait still. There's a lot of guys that don't throw skirted. They always throw a toad on there. Early in the year, like right now, especially when the water's colder, like that 53 to 58, I actually prefer a skirted buzzbait. And I'll still put a trailer on there. I'll put like a Rage Crawl, a Menace, something like that, just to have whenever the fish grabs it, it has something soft to grab. It makes it more realistic. And it kind of floats that buzzbait up a little bit better. But I will throw the skirted buzzbait early in the year. As that water warms, that's when I'm going to go to put the toad on that buzzbait. And I actually thread it all the way over the lead. You can actually shave that lead down a little bit, make it a little skinnier, and that toad will slide back up there really easy. One thing, though, if I'm throwing a skirted buzzbait, I always throw a trailer hook. Always. It's just something that I've always done, and I'll always continue to do. I think it definitely makes a difference. Now, on the toad buzzbait, where you're trying to put that buzzbait, you're skipping it around docks, you're putting it around cover, that trailer hook's going to hurt you more times than it's going to help you. I know that sounds like counterintuitive, and it's kind of weird, but, like, guys, trust me with that. If you put a trailer hook on that toad buzzbait, it's actually going to snag up a lot more. You're not going to be able to get in and around cover, and it's going to be more of a hindrance than it's going to be a help, because you got to change that toad out quite a bit, and that's part of the big problem. And you don't want to be changing trailer hooks and doing all that crap every time you're out there. So guys, I hope y'all enjoy this video. I hope it helps you the next time you're on the water. Try to figure out what topwater to throw early spring, and maybe, just maybe, it'll help you catch a really big one. So guys, thank y'all, and I will see you on the next video.